Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jess, and for today's video, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on this eye look right here. I did a completely blown out pink smoky eye. I've not really played with color before, especially pinks. I've popped some greens on before. I've put some like pinks in with like a brown smoky eye before, but I've never just solely focused on having pink eyes because color shadow can be so intimidating. So yesterday I whipped out my James Charles palette and I was like, let's just see what happens. And I came up with this and I am in love. Where in the heck would I ever wear it? I don't know. We're quarantined right now, which means I have time to sit and play with makeup as much as I want, which is so much fun. If you would like to see how I got this look right here, please keep watching. So I already have my base and my eyebrows done just because I didn't feel like that was necessary for this video. For eyeshadows today, I am using the Morphe X James Charles palette. Since we are going in with color, this is definitely the best palette when it comes to color. So the first thing I want to do, where is it? I'm taking my Morphe M504 brush and I'm taking this peachy shade up here. I'm sorry, I do not know any of the names of these shades. And I'm just taking this peachy shade that's kind of like my skin color. And I'm dusting it all over the eyelid. Then I'm taking my Morphe M441, and since we're doing a pink look today, I'm using a very light pink as my transition shade, and I'm taking this one right here, and I just want to take this in the crease. Now I'm going in with my M506 brush on this hottest pink shade in the bottom corner, and I'm using a little bit of a technique when I'm doing my application today. I want to make sure we dust off the excess, and I close my lid and I'm taking this from the inner corner and blending in circular motions outward, keeping it high up. I do not want to take this on the lid at all. I will tell you, this look absolutely has an ugly phase. The next step of this routine is to take this like purpley pinkish shade right here on my Morphe M433 brush. This is kind of like a little bit of a flatter brush, and I want to take this only on one side of the brush, tap off the excess. I'm going to pat this only on the outer corner. And then when I have basically no product left on my brush, that's when I'm going to take it in and sweep it into the inner corner. I'm going to take a little bit more on this brush too, and then do it again, just because I really want this to be super prominent. So the next thing I want to do is kind of cut my crease just a little bit. This isn't going to end up being like a full-blown cut crease kind of look, but I just like to do this to allow more space. So I'm just going to start this on the inner corner of my eye. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a couple of different shimmery shades. So the ones I'm going to be using are this peachy-ish one right here. There's not like a bright pink shimmer shade in this palette, and I wanted to just stick to this palette today. So I'm going to take this one, and then on top of it, I'm going to put this gold shade over here. I'm not like flipping you off, I swear. And I'm just taking this on my fingers. Like, this just doesn't give it enough oomph for me. So I'm going to go back in and use the gold shade on top. I can't find my flat shader brush right now, and it's really bothering me because I really need it for this look. I know this looks super harsh right now, but I promise you we are going to go back in and clean it up and make it look more blended and much nicer. So next, to just go in and clean this up and make it look a lot more blended, I'm going to go back in with my M433 brush and this purpley pinky shade right here. And I'm going to do this the exact same way that I did it before, tapping it on the outer corner of my eye and then sweeping it in when there's less product on my brush. So I'm going to take this like whitish, goldish highlight shade on my pinky and just pop this on the inner corner of my eyes. Before going in with eyeliner and mascara and just bringing the eye look together, I like to go in and blow out my lower lash line, just because I feel like with so much going on up here and nothing down here, it just kind of looks a little silly. So I'm going to first take my Morphe E18 brush and I'm going to start out with that transition pink shade down here. And I'm just gonna brush it on the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna take my flat definer brush, which is the M432 by Morphe. Looks like this. And I'm going to take that deep pinkish purple shade right here. And I'm just gonna line my lower lash line with it. Last thing I'm gonna do to my lower lash line is take the hot pink shade on that E18 again. Just tap that in there, tap off the excess, and I'm gonna blend out that line. At this point, everything kind of looks dramatic and crazy, and it is a dramatic look, so it's going to look dramatic, and that's just what's happening. But there are a few things I like to do to go in and not tone it down, but kind of bring it together. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my concealer, the Instant Age Rewind in the shade Fair, just whatever concealer you used is fine, and create a line where I want to shape my shadow. And then I just gonna go in with my beauty sponge and tap that out, and you just see how it kind of like cuts the line. So the next part of this is I'm just gonna go back and set that little piece with powder, just because we don't want anything to be damp when we go in with our eyeliner. We've set that bit of concealer, it's time to go in with eyeliner, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of a wing today, and I'm using the Maybelline New York Eye Studio gel liner in the shade Blackest Black. I've had this one forever. I honestly need a new one because this thing is disgusting. I'm trying to take it along the same line where I shaped my eyeshadow. I'm just gonna go finish shaping this off camera because this is really hard to do using my camera as my mirror. Last little thing to do after doing the eyeliner, because we do tend to mess up a little bit, go back in with that same concealer and clean it up. If you do your eyes before you do your base, then you can just do the same thing but do it with a makeup wipe or any kind of makeup remover that you have and clean it up that way. Absolute last thing we are going to do to finish off these eyes is I'm going to curl my lashes and put some mascara on. For mascara, I'm going in with my Loreal Telescopic, as per usual. Now that my eyes are completely finished, I just want to go in and finish off the rest of my face by doing my contour, my blush, my highlight. So for my contour, I'm using the Kat Von D Shade&Light palette. It's this shade right here. And I'm taking this on my Morphe R10 brush. I always like to make my little fishy face when I'm contouring because I can clearly see the outline of where I want to go. Contoured my cheeks and my forehead, I'm going to take my Morphe E17 brush and I'm going to do a little bit of a nose contour. For blush, I'm going in with my Milani blush in the shade Tea Rose. And I'm taking this on my Morphe E4 brush. For highlight, I'm using the Wet n Wild highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals, and I'm taking that on my Morphe M530. And this is the finished look. I am absolutely in love with how this look came out, as I said in the beginning of this video. And once I put the contour and the highlight and everything on it, and it all just kind of comes together, I have just fallen in love with it. I don't know where I'd ever wear it, but it's cute and I'm okay with it. So this is what happens when you're bored in quarantine. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you made it this far, comment down below with a nice big heart emoji, show some love. And do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, my social media, if you would like to go ahead and give it a follow, my Instagram is at JessBarr0721 and my Snapchat is at JBarr2113. Thank you guys so much for watching. Mwah!